Hey guys, how you doing? Finally passed. Test went well. Reversing was good, spot on. Um, what a day! It didn't start off too good. On Monday, I had an agency job, delivering oil, cooking oil, and collecting fresh oil. Injured myself in that because trying to wheelbarrow a 200 litre drum full of oil, and yeah, hurt my back a bit. So I was feeling a bit, annoyed and down because of that. Because I knew I had my test today. I didn't want to, injure myself as well, and also hurt my left knee yesterday. So I was in a bad mood. Got home late, 8 o'clock. Tired when I got home. Had a bath. Had a little bit of soup, and then I went to bed. Slept soundly actually. That was quite nice. This thing keeps sticking. I went to bed, slept soundly. Woke up early, nervous. It affected my stomach. Went to the test centre. Did a training on the reversing. That went good. Did a couple of hours training actually. Bearing in mind, since I last drove a truck was a month ago, so I was a bit concerned about that. But it was like riding on a bike, it all clicked in. Test was fine, so it went well. It was nice to hear those words. You passed. So that's stage one of the lorry test over. Because obviously, got to do another test for the class one, but that's not until whenever. Not for now. It's time to get out there, get some experience, and earn some money. So yeah, it's been a rough ride till now, but it all started with a conversation. This whole process. I'm going around my friend's house. Her overhearing a phone conversation with an ex-colleague of mine, and then she mentioned about doing a laser surgery, which was mentioned before when I felt the medical initially. My best friend said, "Oh, why don't you do laser?" But I dismissed her because I think I was, annoyed that I wasn't going to do something that I always wanted to do. I would never have a chance to. So, and I've always been told that my eyes are so bad that the lasers by the actual optician recently, actually probably a couple of weeks before I did the medical, that laser wouldn't change my eyes or wouldn't make any difference. So I thought of that. So I dismissed her. But then some weeks later, I went round another friend's house, and like I said, the ex-colleague called. He asked me, how did you get on, with the medical and stuff, and I told him I failed because of my eyes, and then that conversation ended, and she said, well, why don't you check out for laser surgery? And I told her, no, optician says it's not going to make a difference, and she said, well, no harm in trying. So what I did is I went online with Optical Express, and you can basically do self. If you know your prescription, your latest prescription, you punch that in, and then they can tell you if you're a good candidate or not, which I was. And I booked an appointment, went down, and they, as of my previous videos, you do tests on the different machines and to confirm that they can do that, and they said, yeah, we can. And as you know, that wasn't straightforward. So that went over a period of time, and then obviously I had my eyes done, lasered. Took 3-4 months. I don't know, probably about that. Yeah, to heal totally. I mean, right now I've got one appointment left, and then they'll discharge me because my vision's better than 20/20 now. So everything's all healed up. Everything's fine. So everything's great. I recommend anybody do the laser eyes. The only slight problem I'm having, which is getting better now, which is normal, is the dryness in the mornings. Yeah, it's pretty dry. But I've been told to put a warm towel over the eyes before I go to bed and after in the morning, to help the pores open up so they can get the moisture going. But I think I'm taking long. I think that's bothering more than anybody else that have. If you wear contact lens, people tend to not be so dry and the eyes so long, because obviously their eyes are used to a foreign object being in there, which I've never had contacts before ever. So with the clamp getting my eye and stuff like that, that's probably why it's taking so long to get back to normal. But anyway, yeah. Then after the eyes healed up, getting agency in between all of that work, then I booked, if you remember, I had a 5-day course test on the HIV class 2, which went well. Then obviously, as you know, I had the test which I failed on the reverse dog leg. Then I was going to update after that when I got my retake, but I just didn't get around to it. I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest. So the update should have been telling you guys when my retake was, which is today. So I got the date, and it was a long way. It's about a month since I did the test, and in my position financially, I couldn't afford to do lessons in between. So it was a thing that I hoped when I went back in truck today that it would come back to me. And I think what helped me as well is during the agency work, I did drive 7.5 tons trucks and 3.5s. So I was using the practice in terms of like procedures and stuff. So that was helpful. And also I did remember what to do procedure wise in a truck in my head. So that's good to know. So getting back in the truck today was like I was in it the day before and the day before that. So yeah, it was no problem. But as I said, I was just nervous. I was really nervous, which is obviously normal. But having getting the truck into the bay and the reversing procedure was so relieving when he told me yes, I'm in the bay. And the thing is that I made sure I looked at the right mirror and not the bottom, the little one on the bottom. And I looked at the peg when lining up with the hatching. And then while I was doing that, I noticed there's quite a bit of shadow at the back, so I could see the shadow of the back of the trailer. It's not a trailer. The truck. So I thought to myself, well, it's moving obviously because of shadow. It's moving in the direction that I'm going in, and if that shadow enters the bay or half of the hatching, then I'm definitely in. So when I saw that and checked my peg liner on the mudguard, and then put the old handbrake into neutral, engine off, it's going to jump out and check. But he said, no, you're in, you're done, you're good. So that was good. And that little tip was from my brother. If there's a shadow about, it's the sun's got to be the right, obviously, angle or whatever, or height, for the shadow to lie flat on the ground so you can see it moving properly. That came handy, really did. So having done that and then going out on the actual run was pretty good. And it wasn't, because my test previously was in Enfield, which is a bit of a drive from East Tilbury to there, and so that's what I was booked for. That's what I was told, but it wasn't. It was in Purfleet, and so it was a different location completely. And lucky enough, my instructor that I had for the 5 days, he had taken us round. He didn't have to, because obviously our test route was in Enfield, so it's a completely different spot. But he had taken us around, a bit of some of the test route that Purfleet people would go on, at that time. So today I came across some of those routes, and which was handy to know, because in town in Grays, because which I went through, there's some tight corners in High Street, some real tight corners, and at one point I almost hit the curb, or went on the curb, and that's, I believe, failure. Brushing it might not fail you, but mounting it or bouncing off it will. So I just looked at my left mirror and I just could see it, and then I had to adjust quickly my angle, my speed, and I got around that. But it's funny, in the test I kind of thought that I drove worse than my previous test. I thought I made a few stupid mistakes that cost me. I don't know. That's what I thought at the time, but obviously not. And the funny thing is that when he told me I passed when we got back, I asked him how much minors I had, and it was exactly the same minors I had the first test, which was 6. So, and I was going to check actually if they were the same, but they're not. But I'm going to check later. So that's that burden off. So now the next stage is I've got a 2-day course up in Peterborough, a direct access course, which goes towards my CPC, which everybody has to do by everybody existing driver have to do by 2014. And when I mean existing driver, I mean the guys that have been driving before 1990. So basically, over here in England, if you pass your test before 1990, you're entitled to drive a 7.5 ton truck, which is a D1, I think, category. So I come under granddad rights. So if I didn't pass my test before then, actually, sorry, it's not 1990, it's 1997. If I didn't pass my test on that year afterwards, I would have to do the CPC course now before I could actually start driving as a living, because one of the modules I didn't have to do because of granddad rights, and one of them was the case study one. You got to do you got multiple choice case study, and that's you have to do that first before you start doing your test, and that's obviously along with your theory and your hazard perception. So I didn't have to do that because of my granddad rights, but I have to do this complete CPC, 35 hours worth. Each session is 7 hours minimum. I have to do that 2014, so that's the only downside. But hey, so I've got to do that. So so I've got this 2-day course, which I believe one of them is TACO, digital TACO or analog TACO, whatever, both. Teaching you the correct hours to run, so you don't get fined. And obviously teaching you how to use it, but I know, I pretty much, well, I wouldn't say pretty much know everything, but I pretty much know how to work the machine, because on my HC job I had to actually funny stories. After I failed my test the first time, the Friday the next day, because I applied for the DigiCard, came, so that was quite funny. So, but it was lucky I had it, because I could use it on the HC jobs. So I got to learn how to do the TACO, doing your brakes and stuff. But obviously there must be a lot to learn else on it. So that's what they're going to be teaching us. And the second day, or whichever way it's in order, safe loading the vehicle. So which would be good to know, which I'm looking forward to. So it's a bit of a travel up Peterborough, but it has to be done. And then after that, we find work and gain some driving experience. So it's been a long ride. If you've been following my blogs, you'd know what it is, what it was to get to this stage. I mean, right now I'm just tired. I'm so drained, because obviously when you're doing something important or under what's the word, under examination, and it if you fail, what it'll cost you, especially if you fail twice in a row. It'll cost you, and you'd have to start from from A again. So if I had failed today, the plan was, which I've already decided in my head, was I'd have no choice but obviously to find more permanent type of work, to earn some money and be able to save as well, to do the retake or lessons, whatever. But that would have been, who knows how long that would have taken to save and stuff. And I'm glad I didn't have to go down that route, to be honest. And I've never really talked about my religion and stuff, but I brought up a Christian. I did leave church for a long time, and I've just started going back. But I always still believe in between all of that. I've always obviously still believed in God and trusted in Him. But I started going back to church, and I've been praying a little bit more than I did before. He obviously knew what situation I'm in and if I failed and what would happen and so anyway, he saw it fit that past today, and he saw it fit the reason why I failed the first time. So I believe there's always a reason for things happening that we don't know down the line what it may have been or what it could have been. So that's where I'm at. So yeah. But anyway, I passed. So that's obviously opened more doors for me now. On the road to, getting a full-time job. But before the 2-day course that I'm taking, I have to wait till my license come back from the DVLA, which will take up to 3 weeks, because the people that are doing the course obviously need to see the proof, even though I've got a pass certificate, which is right here. Even though I got a pass certificate, because my HGV broker people said that they need the actual license back before they can book the course. So I have to wait till then, and I'm hoping I can get some agency work between that. So yeah. So I'm so glad and happy and elated. It doesn't seem like it, but like I was saying before, under stress and stuff, you tense, and your nerves and stuff, and then when it's all over and it's all the nerves just come out and all the tension just release, your body's drained, and I'm just tired. I'm just gonna probably have a nap. So I might not seem happy, but I am. But just like I said, I'm just so tired. So yeah, I'm a truck driver now. So yeah, I am elated. I am. So that's the latest so far. So for those that are my subscribers, I'm happy for you guys, all of you, for subscribing to me. And if anybody that's watching this video is not subscribed to me, please subscribe, and everyone can comment on all my videos, and give me tips, whatever. And anybody that's out there who's a truckie, who drives truck, especially in UK, can give me some tips in Class 2 driving, and even Class 1, because I will be doing Class 1 eventually once I can pay off all my bills and debts and stuff and get up to get back in the black, and then start saving for that. Then I'll be needing some help and tips and stuff. So I thank everyone who subscribed and whoever watches this video. Thanks, and I'll see you shortly with another update.